What's up? What's up? Where the fuck y'all at? The first episode of But Can You Take a Punch? Stay tuned. Sit your stinking asses down. Get ready to talk about some shit that needs to be talked about. I've taken everyone's advice. So without further ado, welcome to Can You Take a Punch?
I was 6. I could have did 4. But I believe in equity. You give me that remaining 4.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome. So, like I said in my previous video, transparency. We're going to grow together. We're going to work together. And we're going to have a wonderful time. So, why am I here? Well, a whole lot of reasons. What I started off doing was just fun, fucking around, talking shit like everyone else. However, I'm allotted an ability to okay, let me see. Cut this TV out. Here we go. All right. Like I said, transparency. We rocking and rolling. It's not gonna be like the dope famous podcasts. Those grew. So we're in the infancy stage. With that being said, a lot of people told me, hey, I should do a podcast. I found really no worth and no value because, everyone's doing it. Until I met the homie Exhibit. And, after a conversation, he explained it in a manner that resonated with me. To like, okay, you know what? I see some equity in it. It makes sense. Instead of just doing the podcast, I was shown why and the structure, this, that, and the third. So with that being said, I got busy, said if I'm dope doing this online, let's get a podcast together and welcome people and have fun. I'm looking at the welcome thing. I'm new to this, but once again, like and subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, click the button, come rock with us so we can grow. So a lot of things been happening in the world, right? In this country. Most recently, the Supreme Court gutting the Voters' Right Act. So this is going to be one of the topics. The second topic is the Megan Thee Stallion and Clay Thomas thing. And last but not least, the attempt on Donald Trump's life. So we're going to have a conversation, open discussion, what have you. And let's see if we can air out some grievances and let people know how we really feel about it. With that being said, let's move into the first topic of conversation, and that is the Supreme Court. All right, so there you have it. 6 of those individuals. Well, you know how I feel about them, right? So the Supreme Court made a critical decision. if anyone's familiar with Black people's history, and speaking of history, they can never erase our history. If you're familiar with our history, you know how many people were beaten, murdered, lynched, hung, done dirty, on purpose, might I add, not on accident. But a lot of people bled to have an opportunity to not just vote, though, but to have that proper representation within the state, within the counties, right? And I know the Supreme Court was poking around with this back in 2010 and in 2013. And now they've been successful in allowing, fuck it, white people to push Black people out of voting because they recognize how important our vote is. And yeah, it's a slap in the face to us as a people, Black people, and it's just real shady. And I don't like it. And I know there's an overwhelming amount of Americans who don't like it. This is going to set off a ripple effect to have a lot of states do a whole lot of crazy shit. And I'm hoping that California, Washington, Oregon, and all the blue states combat this. If not, I don't know where this is going to go. But if they're not going to represent us properly, then how are we going to go about having our own representation? What needs to be done? What must we do? Now, a lot of people have been talking about different variables, but what I will tell you is that the 6 judges that agreed with this are compromised. They have to be on the payroll and are fully aware that this is indeed an attack on Black people. But who knows? A whole lot of things can happen. And yeah, I don't know what else needs to be said about that. It's West Coast ain't having this bullshit. Yeah, shout out to the West Coast. Louisiana. I'm not surprised with Louisiana though. You know what I mean? I've always said I don't care for those 3 states: Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. I just don't. Louisiana is rooted. It's like the hub of slavery. It was the mecca, the epicenter for economics, breeding, imported the whole 9. And this governor who is stopping what is already an election to rewrite is unconstitutional and wrong. But the blatant racism that is being displayed is really a testament to how weak these people are and how scared they are. They know that they're going to possibly lose the clean way or the dirty way. I honestly believe my philosophy is everything should be balanced in life, right? I mean, if you look at what we have right now, take politics out the way. If you look at what we have as a country, money for not the homeless people, but money for wars. I mean, gazillions of dollars, technology, medicine, science, all of this shit. We have all the ingredients needed to create a utopia where people wouldn't need nothing but maybe a walk in the park, right? But we don't have it. And what's happening with voting and the Supreme Court getting involved, in my humblest opinion, is the crumbling of what was established yesteryear. You know what I mean? It's broken. It can no longer, it's unstable. And until this government starts rebuilding the structure of this country on something more stable, it's going to always crumble. I don't know if it's going to be the revolution or whatever, but I think something's going to happen. And the writing is on the wall with the Supreme Court interfering, giving leeway to white people who are racist. There's no way around it. And it's just another testament to what Black people have endured. And one of the reasons why, some people advocate for a revolution. I mean, I saw a video last night talking about voting and what was spilled during the civil rights era from 64 to the voting right of 65, and how racist white people were actually outside beating the fuck out of Black people. If you look at that whole situation, the fact that these people were so violent towards us for just wanting to vote, I need you guys to break this shit down and how critical this is for Black America. Just wanting to be a part of something, wanting to just have an opportunity, wanting to simply participate, because that's what it comes down to, right? If a majority of people are doing something and other people would like to participate, and the immediate reaction to that is violence, who are we really dealing with? I've always said the forefathers were fucked up from the jump. White men who owned slaves were calling to be free. Run that back, Marshawn Lynch. White men who owned slaves wanted to be free. Does it make sense on why the system is broken? That's an oxymoron. You can't have hostages, but yet claim you want to be free. So in which case, everything we've done in this country, they've destroyed, they've taken from, they've murdered, lynched, and even eaten. Imagine doing that to a group of people who just wanted to vote. What is it that we're not doing? That's the question. What is it that we as Black people haven't done yet in a system that can blatantly, in your face, say, you know what, we're going to agree with these white people to redistrict something that would push Black people away, that would ultimately take away the representation that was technically a part of the 1965 voters' rights, right? Why would people do that? Why would they bomb Tulsa, Oklahoma? Why would they bomb a church? Why? I'll tell you. No repercussions. Everything that's happening to us is because we haven't done what they were doing to us to them, if that makes any sense. In any other society, people would be like, well, if we do this, this would happen. We can't afford that. Absolutely not. So let's find someone else. Yes, that's how it normally goes. When there's a possibility to get fucked up, it really, forces you to, maybe look at the storyboard and rearrange some pieces. Am I advocating for violence? Not necessarily. But what I am saying is, if you look at the equation amongst us living together, there's one thing that white America has done to us that we have not done to them, all while doing the right thing. We were doing the same thing these same white folks want undocumented immigrants to do, and that's do it the right way. We don't get funding to our community. We're dirty. We don't know how to take care of anything. We use AAVE. They think established language is that, and that AAVE is down here. We possibly can't be as smart as the white kids. Well, when you don't have funding to the public schools, but the schools on the big side of town, they have fucking all the equipment and stuff to be successful, what do you equate that to? Yeah, well, the Supreme Court needs to be disbanded. And to be fair, on some real shit, you should just add another person. Why the odd numbers? Make it even numbers. And then when there's a tie, everyone in the chambers have to get naked and have a fist fight. And whoever remains on the left or the right, conservative, Democratic, wins. Something better than what we have now. Because we're getting fucked and it's time to start fucking back. Now, we're going to move on to another topic. Speaking of fucking. And that is Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thomas? I don't fucking know. He looks like Elder Barge to me. Let's roll into the second part of the show. Megan. All right, I'm back. So, Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. I don't even know why this is important, actually. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of men are, as they say, S-shaming Megan Thee Stallion. You know, listen, I've said this once and I'll say it again. Every man who's talking about Megan Thee Stallion is the same man that would crack her if she showed up 2:00 in the morning at your door wearing a trench coat. While your wife or girlfriend was asleep. Seriously. But isn't this the same Megan who was talking about fucking in her music? Like, you know, like, do you niggas not listen? Seriously. I've heard all her music. It is indicative of a woman liberating herself by doing whatever the fuck she want to do with her body. You know what I mean? So who's really the problem? Is it Megan Thee Stallion and Klay, or is it the fucking people? Because are you fucking Megan? No? Okay. Does she even call you to wish you happy birthday? No. Oh, imagine that. Okay. Has she ever, did anything for you? No. What about Klay? Did he buy you any fucking tickets? And why the fuck do you like him any fucking way? Seriously, he's like a warrior. Okay. Been different if it was like Tim Hardaway, fucking somebody like he's Elder Barge. In which case, look, people, who gives a fuck? Men, stop trying to shame women for doing what the fuck they want to do with their body. Just because you want to fuck does not take away from what this woman says she was doing and had been doing with her goddamn beef curtains. Are you niggas really under the impression that your dick is good enough to have this woman who's openly saying she's doing whatever the fuck she wants to do to stop? Are you mad at her or mad at yourself? Seriously. Shameless plug right quick. OmegaPhoenix.com. OmegaPhoenixFire.com. Get you a I piss off racist white people coffee mug. Makes your coffee taste better. No kidding, I'm telling you, man. I don't know what it is, but it tastes better. But we need to stop getting in people's business, right? Ultimately, they're entertainers and athletes. They live a life that we will never be a part of. And as much as we try to connect with these individuals, we're never going to have a connection. I don't know what you guys see in these people, and why people are adamant to talk about her and him, and women talking about cheating and like all of this weirdo shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like the world's getting ready to end. There might be a fucking revolution on the horizon, and you guys are talking about athletes. Someone says that they mad that she reminds them of women who curve them daily. Oh, bitter. Yeah, well, for whatever reason, it's just I've learned how to accept no for an answer, and I don't have control over women's bodies. If I meet a woman who makes music about fucking all the goddamn time, I have to be aware that that's probably what she's going to do with me. One of two things are going to happen. We're going to hook up. She's going to be like, yo, like, that's a front. I just do it to make records. You know what I'm saying? When I'm with someone, I'm like really with them. I don't fuck around. This is just for entertainment purposes. Right on. Or, nigga, I'm real. Like, what's most important is my time. So I'm fucking whoever I want to fuck. But when I want to, my time is with you. Oh, you roll like that. Okay, you on some other shit. Like you doing whatever you want to do as long as we make time for one another, because that's what's really important, folks. Time and access is the most important thing, right? Because people have a whole lot of shit to do. And if they reserve their time to focus on you, that's important because you can't get time back. And having access to that person, a person who's willing to allow you to be in their safe space, is truly important. Everything else is just made the fuck up. So with that being said, start walking with that ideology, but in which case you have to be prepared to deal with individuals who have a lifestyle, whatever the case may be, but it's still none of your business, really. You guys look crazy. You dudes need to stop, like, y'all. Some of you niggas want a woman better than women. There, I said it. Y'all dudes want a woman better than women because you have so much shit to say about women. Like you can do this shit better. Sort of spooky. I don't know what happened. Something happened. Guess my producer fell. Hope you're all right, producer. We live, baby. However, look, in all seriousness, what I've gathered out of a relationship, like I said, is time and access. And you have no control over what people do and how people live their lives. Stop thinking that you have the capabilities to change people and to make them be different. I'll share a little bit about my previous marriage, and this is no shame to my wife. We were both young, but my wife was a real serious person. And for the most part, who I am, I tried to modify, not to make her happy, but modify to like just, make it work. Who I am is just who I am. But being young, I didn't really know. So there was a lot of like trying to be, but not knowing who the fuck I am, or being secure enough to just be who the fuck I am. It's no fault to her. It's primarily my fault, because I could have just been like, you know what? No, I don't want to do this no more because this is just who the fuck I am. You learn that shit later on in life, right? But with that being said, what I took away from my previous marriage is you can't control anyone. You would only upset yourself, and it's going to cause friction. If you're not comfortable with who a person really is, don't change them. You'll get the best out of a person if you allow them to be themselves than forcing them to be someone else. You can't modify people like that at all. It's not cool. It's not healthy. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of marriages and relationships end. Let people be who they are. So yeah. I don't know, man. Look, some people don't need to be in a relationship. Um, is it just a flock of bitches? I guess, man. Oh, okay, Cookie. Okay, from the TV show. Um, I think honestly, we don't know what happened in their relationship. You know, he cheated, she cheated. Look, like I said, don't waste your fucking time. You can never get it back. If you get with anyone, if they tell you who the fuck they are, just roll with it. But other phone, look, that shit ain't my business. I find that people are more worried about the celebrity. Yeah, absolutely. And this is why we fell in our own shit because we lived through these celebrities. You know what I mean? I heard Megan Thee Stallion was like very smart, like hella educated, you know. And the reason why I don't really prefer when I say Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know her. When I'm talking about the brand. So when I say I don't really care for someone, it's not personal. I don't know them. It's the brand, right? It's what's presented. I think she is a phenomenal. Hold on for a minute. Someone might want to come up. What's up? Oh,
No. So this is for you. You had texted me that you might bring somebody up for the next topic. That's what that was.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, when we roll in. That's my producer, y'all. Shout out to Cass, man. Look, you know what? Since you popped up, we're alive, we're hot. Thank you very much, man. Without you, this shit probably would be stalling out. So, you know, that's a producer. So if y'all get out of line, he gonna zap you. But back to Megan Thee Stallion. I heard she was educated. She got bars. She can rhyme. And me personally, no fault to Megan Thee Stallion, but I'm looking for, I'm not gonna say conscious, but I'm looking for a female. And if they're out there, let me know. I don't know Doce, you know, that, but I'm just looking for that one person that combats the shit that are being fed to the young girls. There's a whole lot of shit that I feel young girls need to hear. And it's also like, I'm looking for the female version of Sean Price. That's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for a female version of Sean Price that goes after that shit and clowns the fuck out of them to where like we can't even battle that because it's a problem. That's what I'm looking for. And if they're out there, drop the name in the comments. So we're going to move on to the hot topic. This one is going to be very, very tense, I do believe, because we're going to open up the stage and let a couple of people come up in regards to where you stand at. And you will probably get a block of instructions from the people in the back in regards to do's and don'ts and this, that, and the third. I want Mata and Nina Simone. Okay. All right. Right on. I can agree. That's some shit. We definitely need another Nina. If she's not already, we just haven't heard of her. But yeah. So we're going to move on to the last topic. And that is the attempt on Donald Trump. All right. So the attempt on Donald Trump. I mean, I don't like him. And, you know, oh, shucks. That's me. Fuck. You know what I mean? Here's a question. Hey, man, you know, I'm just saying, hey, shit, it should happen, you know, or it shouldn't. I don't know. I did some research. Barack Obama had 6 attempts. 6, apparently. We didn't hear shit about it. Good PR, right? Or maybe niggas would have just got pissed off. I don't know. But Donald Trump has had 3 attempts on his life. And here I am thinking 3rd is the lucky number, right? Maybe it's an even number. Maybe 4 times the charm, right? Doesn't the charm have 4? Hey. He's a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. And for people to be like, oh my God. Well, I mean, you do know in some elements, if you were convicted of rape or sexual assault, motherfuckers is like, okay, dude got popped. Word, yeah, he's a rapist. Yeah, fuck him. White privilege, though. White privilege has protected white men. The overall indoctrination, the patriarchy system ran by white men has conditioned white women to be complacent with this bullshit, to turn the other cheek. This is why a lot of white men don't like white women around black women, because black women know exactly how white men are. And God forbid that black woman educate that white woman to no longer put up with the white man's bullshit, which means touching the daughters and doing foul shit to animals and that dumb shit. You know what I mean? And I say all that to say, when you willingly protect a person, when you know they're wrong, you're just as complicit with that person, right? So someone make an attempt on a piece of shit guy's life. I don't have, hey, look, it is what it is. I mean, welcome to the real world. I guess, you know, consequences and accountability eludes you somehow. I mean, no one likes him. He's a piece of shit human being and he's done nothing. You can't get mad when people start saying, you know what? Fuck it. Now, do I think it was staged? Maybe. I mean, look at the Secret Service. There was no way he should have been able to enter the building with a fucking weapon. I honestly feel either we're getting soft as a society where a person who somehow gains access to where the president is just can't complete the mission and we've grown soft, or they know he's a piece of shit. His numbers are tanking. Even his core fan base is beginning to go quiet. And that's a problem for him, right? Yeah, it was a high school. Yeah, it had to be because a distraction to get people's minds off the fact that you suck, right? You suck, and you come up with this staged attempt on your life, like. I honestly believe, like at one point, back in the days when shit happened, I believed it, but I didn't really believe it. I'm like, But now I honestly believe that they actually have players. Like you take the fall, whatever, and eventually they'll forget about you. It just a shotgun. Like, I mean, if you really want to be serious, okay. This is a live stream, so I can't get it taken down. So if I wanted to do what that gentleman did, and I have a shotgun and I have a pistol, and I know I'm going to enter a building that has a sitting president, that means bare minimum, people are going to be armed, right? So if I breach some security and I'm walking or running with a shotgun in my hand or an AR, I know that the security there, armed security, when they see me, it's going to be on. So that means forward planning. I have to be that committed that 5 minutes within breaching a building that has the president, I'm going to have to shoot somebody. No shot. If you look at this alleged video clip of the dude running, he tried to really run past, what was it, 6 people who were armed? Doesn't make any sense, right? No sense at all. I mean, he was supposed to engage. The first person he saw, boom, boom, moving forward. But then he only has, what, 7 rounds tops with a shotgun? Now he has to use the pistol they took a picture of. Give or take 12 rounds. None of that happened. Why didn't it happen? Maybe because it wasn't supposed to happen, because it was staged. It was staged. Anybody who's going on a mission like that has to be committed to know you're going to have to shoot somebody. You're not going to run through a security checkpoint with armed guards. So fake at best. But once again, all of this shit was created to be a distraction because Donald Trump talks to primitive-minded people. All Donald Trump has to say is whatever the fuck he wants to say and attach good job. Great. And that primitive mind group of people will be like, absolutely, fucking that, you right. And if he says bad, blah, 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 and that is bad, the primitive minds, that bad, ooga booga. And that's what they pulled off. None of these people are bright. They're not smart. I mean, like I said, even I can look at it and say, okay, the president, and if the primitive-minded people knew anything, they would know. The president, before he goes anywhere, has at least 72 hours prep where the Secret Service are going to go and look at the surroundings. Up top, routes to and from, egress points. Okay, doable. So the president's going to be here. So these points, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're in the building. All access points to the building needs to be guarded. And a Secret Service person is going to go to the monitoring room where the cameras are at. A team's going to be there to watch. It's the fucking president, not Ronald McDonald. Right? These are things that the primitive-minded folks know nothing about. Absolutely nothing. They don't know the structure and the setups and how the fact that that guy was able to breach a security checkpoint. He wasn't even supposed to get into the fucking building at all. So either the Secret Service is lackadaisy, or once again, it's a setup. I mean, this should have actually been, if properly done, a briefing once the movement was complete. Right? The worst, the time in which the worst thing can happen is from the president leaving where he was at en route to where he's going to be, and from where he was at going back to where he's going to be. Those are the two most dangerous times anything can happen to a standing president, right? Or a sitting president. In his case, a shitty president. So security would be tight. And well, we saw what happened. So what I would like to do right now is, if there's anybody backstage, the liquor cabinet, I agree. If there's anyone who would like to come up and give a perspective of such, get into the chat box and my producer will reach out and bring you up. Until then, I'm going to take a 2-minute recess, commercial break, I guess, maybe, so I can refill up my coffee and use the bathroom. Because remember, as you get older, your bladder gets weaker. You know what I mean? And I can't piss myself on live. Y'all would not let it go. So take a quick break, 1 minute recess or something like that. Let me take care of myself and I'll be right back.
I was 6. I could have did 4. But I believe in equity. You give me that remaining 4.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so do we have anyone who would like to come up and give their perspective or their take on this whole situation? Staged. Yes, it was staged. It definitely was staged. The weak bladder shit is a drag too. So hey man, I learned that the hard way. And also it's as bad as pissing in your dreams. I've done that. I've done that a couple times. They can make up anything in this AI. Yes, yeah, I agree, man. It's this AI era. It's fun, but at the same time, not so much. You know what I mean? Because like, obviously, it's some shit that's not even worth it. So yeah, I don't know what this administration is doing besides destroy this country. But it's a sad day in this country where the president has to stage such events to remain relevant in the conversation. And you notice that actually in general with some of these people. Like it's always like a distraction, you know, like it's always something that draws the attention towards them, right? And it's like a pattern, you know, like you suck, your numbers in the shitter. Well, maybe if I stage an assassination attempt, regular people, like educated people, were like, what the, you know, like for real, like who cares, like. Shit's fake, man. You know. So some people wish it happens. You know, I mean, we all can dream, right? I mean, I think look, I don't like the guy, and if something was to happen, number one, it ain't me. All right. And then number two, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Believe you me, I won't. I'm not going to lose any sleep. I said I would get butt naked and run down the street celebrating, doing somersaults and shit. But it's yeah, what the hell happened to America first? Once again, like I said, it caters to the primitive mind. They knew that the primitive minded individuals would soak that shit up. And cultural supremacy. Because these same people would literally compromise and sacrifice everything, including themselves, to ensure people who don't look like them don't have it. They hated illegal immigrants so bad that they would rather destroy themselves to ensure people don't have it. It's dangerous. They're very dangerous. But what does that really tell you? This is who we live amongst. You know, we live amongst this type of, when I say people, I know that might seem personal, but when I say people, just think of the ideology. This is the ideology, the indoctrination that is told, you know, to people. And remember this, white America don't know much about ethnicities like other cultures. Think about it. What does white America know about black people? Besides hip hop, basketball, football, besides entertainment, what does white America know about black people? Now, black people, what do we know about white people? It's a no-brainer. Why? Because as the minority, we were taught and learned about white people. So we know more about white people than white people know about black people. So, with that being said, we have two people in the box, as they say on TikTok. So what we're going to do is put women first and allow Kimberly J into the studio. And let's see what Miss J has to say and add to the overall conversation. Bring her on up on TikTok. So what we're going to do is put women first and allow Kimberly J into the studio. And let's see what Miss J has to say.
Hey, Kimberly, would you mind muting your microphone real quick? Because I think
can you hear me?
Somebody's got something playing in the background, so we're getting.
I think that's me.
Feedback.
Let me quiet it.
Yeah, if you could do that for me real quick, please. All right.
What an honor.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I do. So I'm a vet, as you know. We've communicated a couple of times.
Okay.
My biggest concern right now is like what's going to happen. So with that, my quick question is, you had mentioned that something that caught my eye and my ear about 3 weeks ago about a dance party.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious about that. Sometimes I can be a little slow. I think it's my mom brain, but
Okay.
like, is anything going to happen?
What I heard in regards to that, that was for if he would have done that. That would have been the.
I see.
Yeah. So since that didn't happen,
Gotcha.
the dance party didn't happen. So
I
yeah,
gotcha.
everyone's been asking about that. And I think I mentioned it once. It was just like, well, that was if he would have done that.
Okay.
And so there was because once again, when you talk like how I talk and I say the things I say, a lot of people will take that as a threat or they take it as instigating or whatever, but it's discipline because it's not like you're going out there to purposely target and do this. Everything is a reactionary thing. So it's like, if you keep it straight, we're good. The moment there's an infraction, that's when things happen. And that needs to be the badge. It needs to, okay, well, they'll burn this shit down, but they're not going to burn it down just to burn it down. You know what I mean? It'll get burned down if there's escalation of force, because who wouldn't, you know? Anything other than that that entity or that perspective looks at you as weak and that they can do that and you can't. So, what I promote and what I say is this is what's going to happen if this happens. If this doesn't happen, then everything is straight. Anyone can twist it, but it's fair. If you slap me, I'm going to slap you. If you don't slap me, I'm not going to walk up to you and slap you. It's a simple concept. It's not a bargaining chip. It's just that initiation of respect. It's like, other than that, because now if you're thinking about slapping me, we got a problem because we shouldn't even be on that. We shouldn't even be, you know what I mean? It should just be basic understanding. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, kind sir.
It's all good.
I look forward to more of your wisdom. It means a lot to us out here. I hope you know that. I really do.
I'm truly appreciative. And I will continue to do such.
Thank you, kind sir.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right. We have Iggy getting ready to step up to the plate and talk about stuff. What's going on, sir? How you doing?
What's up, Big Matt? What's going on with you?
Man, chilling, brother. Holding on like a hubcap in the fast lane, man.
I got you, man. Hey, I'm 6'5", 350. My name's Izzy G. I just got a real quick take on this recent assassination attempt. You know, if you look at a lot of assassination attempts, most of them are either rifles at a distance or pistols up close. I don't think, even if you look at non-presidential assassinations, not many people are bringing shotguns to an assassination. One, because they're cumbersome pieces of equipment, and two, you're not going to be able to sneak a shotgun in anywhere unless it's a sawed-off shotgun, and even then, it's pretty bulky. So for me, that was like a clue to me that this is like another attempt at trying to bring up his poll numbers, because whenever his poll numbers are low, he pulls this kind of scenario, you know, in order to get a little bump in the polls or to get people on his side. So for me, it was the weapon of choice that kind of threw me off. Like, man, this ain't real. And then who tries to run, like you said, who tries to run past a bunch of security with a shotgun?
Yeah,
it makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was agreeing with you. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like,
yeah. If you even like Google assassination attempts and the weapons used, very rarely are you going to see shotguns. They are not the assassination weapon of choice.
Yeah, because you have to be with a shotgun. It's like you said, it's bulky, and the only benefits of a shotgun. God, I hate to sound real bad, but fuck it, let's have this conversation.
Let's do it.
Shotguns are murder weapons for discretion, right? Because a shotgun doesn't have rifling. So you can go around and do whatever with a shotgun. When they recover the ballistics, shotguns don't have rifling. So it would be ideal for certain things.
Yeah.
However, maneuverability, doing certain things where fast moving, whatever the case may be, a shotgun is not. So aiding to what you were saying, absolutely. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. And I duck hunt a lot. So there's a certain amount of distance where a shotgun is effective. And then there's a certain amount of distance where you just gonna get peppered. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know this guy's like weaponology, like what his mindset was on his best weapons, but that was not the best weapon of choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's that. I mean, yeah, you're right. I can't even add nothing else to the whole shotgun thing. Like, just
I just wanted to make that point because for me, that was the thing that made me say, man, that's a bunch of bullshit that's going on here, man.
I agree.
Not only that, but like, if you look at his ear from his first attempt, it's like, come on, man. Is they trying to play us like we're fools or something like that? And for anybody who knows anything about weapons, and I'm not military, nothing like that. I just hunt, I got weapons. But if I'm that guy, that's the last thing on my mind is a shotgun, you
Yeah.
know? And I'd
Yeah.
like to know if he had slugs or if he just had buckshot in it, you know, because that would be another determining factor,
Yeah,
you know, for me.
he was gonna assassinate the president with buckshots.
Yeah. Makes
Like
no sense to me at all.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That
So
was the only point I wanted to make, Big Matt. And I appreciate you, man. Ever since
hey
I
man, I
saw you the
appreciate
first
your
time.
love, man.
Yeah, man, you speaking truth to power, man. Ain't nothing you've said so far that's like really hyped out or anything like that. You got a way of explaining it to the normal man that gets it rather than all the hyperbole and the fancy shit that just dances around the subject. I appreciate you, big dog.
Much
Thank
love,
you.
man. Salute, salute. Take it
Take
easy.
care, man.
All right, peace. So yeah, as you can see, my cat's on one. Orange cat behavior. That's my homie Milo, man. He self-induces hallucinacy. He's not even fucking with shit. So he's gonna get a little shine right now while he tweaks out. Man, your profile, man, your profile picture scares the shit out of me, man. But he made up a good point though, about the whole ear thing. Number one, I watch wrestling. I know blade work when I see it, right? I know that it's just fake. Here's the thing: 223 or 556 is a 22 on steroids, give or take, right? So if the bullet, which ear? Can I use this ear? I gotta get used to the camera, right? So if it was to graze his ear, that bullet has enough velocity to, even if it was to graze, it would split my ear. And because of the velocity of the bullet going this way, cutting my ear, it would also pool the blood. It would leave even though it nicked me, it would be a nice trajectory of the bullets passing, or the trajectory of the bullet, right? None of that. I don't know if that video was real about Donald Trump saying if he was to run for president, he would, Republicans because they're stupid. But real or fake, I'm beginning to believe that it might be true because a lot of people have believed this bullshit, right? And it is, I don't know, it's not believable, and the odds of a motherfucker missing your ass 2 times, you know what I mean? You're not that cool. It paints you out to be like, it seems like a facade, like they tried to kill me 800 times. Like, man, yeah, right? Holyfield was walking around like that's how his ear would look. It would take a chunk of ear. And yeah, it's not believable, but it's loser shit because this is what you do when you need to get attention. I mean, he could have just been like today in the news, Donald Trump fell and broke his leg. That's more sympathetic. Oh, wow, he's old, he broke his leg. We'll laugh at him, but people will be like, oh, wow, because the odds of like you breaking your leg, you know what I mean? Whatever. It was real. He said it happened on live television. Yeah, shit, man. I don't know, man. But what I do know, holy shit. Oh, hey, man, I agree. Izzy. They take from everyone. That's why when they say they want us to leave, if we do leave, y'all go, what the fuck y'all got? I mean, fucking 2024 or 25, Pornhub did a study on the most watched porn in America. You know what it is? You know what the most watched porn in America is? Ebony porn. Ebony. Kid you not? Google the shit. Google it. Matter of fact, let's see if we can do this. Let me get on my cell phone. Let's see if I can do this. Just to see. It should be fun. What was the most watched porn in America by Pornhub? Actually, no. Hey, Siri. What was the most consumed porn in America by Pornhub? They don't have an answer for that. Google the shit. You'll find out. It's ebony porn. So that means white America get off on ebony porn. We ain't going nowhere. If majority of America is coming to ebony porn, we're not going nowhere. You can't get rid of people having orgasm. No, we're here because you guys want to live out the fantasy. And the fantasy is you love black. And the reason why everything is unnatural is because you're fighting the urge to love something you hate so much. The punch in the mouth, America, but can you take a punch? This is the punch. The punch is you hate us so much because you love us. You love us. We're everything you wish you could possibly be. You love us. But it's not natural for you to love anything that isn't white. So you fight yourselves. You always make up these things about something you don't like. But ultimately, you love us. You've always loved us. You chose us. See, the cat's geeking, man. You love us. And yet, you don't know how to express it. So, white America, we're not going anywhere. Supreme Court, you can give white people all the power in the world. They had 400 years to do away with us, and they fucking failed. And they come to our pornographic material. And we give you culture. We give you the cool shit. From 10 inches of anaconda fuckhammer on the dark meat side to your old lady while you're in the corner with your little pee-pee in the cage, to the new dope lyric allowing you to say nigga in the comforts of your own home or car. We give you that. Yes? So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of But Can You Take a Punch? I look forward to seeing you guys next week. We'll have more topics, and as this platform grows, so will you, by way of truth, learning shit, having a better understanding of things. And my objective ultimately is to get you just to shift your feet a little bit, to look at a different perspective, opposite of what you were told. So we can have a collective view of what's really going on, being fair and impartial, talking about things. I'm a Libra, and I'll try to get you to understand, but at the same time, I will punch you in the mouth. With that being said, thank you for tuning in to But Can You Take a Punch and my geeked out cat who made a cameo. Love y'all, each one teach one, and I'll be around like a huge circle. Peace.
I was 6. I could have did 4. But I believe in equity. You give me that remaining 4.